Something I've learned over the last few years of connecting with my ancestors and honouring my purpose and my destiny is just always being looked after. And I know I talk about this a little bit in terms of like staying in connection with your ancestors is aligning yourself with wisdom. And obviously we're not perfect, but I'm grateful, and if you're on the ancestor path too, you should be grateful as well, because they always have our back. One thing I notice about my life is something might come up and my mind might stress, my nervous system might go off, but regardless of my anxiety or my worries, I'm still looked after. And I know, like, in this whole like manifestation age and whatever, things online as well can be like, if you worry, that's what's going to happen. And yeah, to some extent that's true, but to another extent it's actually not. When you align with your ancestors and give them the respect that they deserve, the offering that they deserve, and have that interaction and exchange and intimacy with them, they'll always look after you. Like my ancestors, I always call them my parents. Not that I don't have human parents, I do, and I love them. But my ancestors are my spiritual parents, and their presence is like having elders surrounding me wherever I go, even if you can't see them. So yeah, so I really encourage that for you all. If you've been struggling, if you're feeling like things aren't going the way that you expected them to, what way can you, or not in the ways that you expected them to, in the way that you need, what can you do today to align yourself with your divine ancestors, your tupuna, and samaifona, num igun, whatever you call them. And again, our divine ancestors are not every single ancestor. They're the ones that have done the work and passed on so they can actually look after us. And it's not a forceful relationship, it is an exchange, right? And I think because of the way that society is, it can be easy for us to think that relationship with our ancestors is going to be relationship with our parents, even like our physical, our human parents, that when maybe our relationship with our parents is not that great or something, you know. But don't compare your human parent relationship to your ancestors, because our ancestors are elevated, they're benevolent, they're kind, they're generous, they can see 100 steps ahead of us, and they can make things happen in an instant, and we might not be able to see that they're conjuring or organising things on our behalf. You might not have all the physical resources or the money that you want, or you might not be a millionaire, but I don't think that's the goal. The goal is to just be looked after, right, and to be protected, and that's what I talk about a lot when I'm talking about ancestral protection, is not to just to protect us from evil or protect us from like crazy things happening to us. It's also just to protect us in our day-to-day lives, like so we don't make certain mistakes that are unnecessary for us to make. So we detoured, for example. I think I've made this example ages ago, but like your ancestors might delay you from leaving the house when you were meant to leave the house, and that could be because you could have got into an accident or something if you had left at that time. That's just an example, but ancestors do things like that. So if you are going through any delays or hiccups, just know that what's that saying? Rejection is divine protection. Even in relationships, like you might be like gutted that something didn't work out, but actually your ancestors are probably just protecting you from getting hurt or going through something that isn't necessarily going to serve you. So remember to be grateful to your ancestors today. Give them offering, pour up, light a candle, talk to them, journal, whatever it is that feels natural to you. Go out into the ngahere, into the bush, to the wide, to the water. and connect with them today. And if you need help with that, we have an ancestral resource on our website called Insure, that translates to water and tree, and Akan tree, Asante tree. And that talks about the foundations of an ancestral connection, and also goes into how you can set up a little altar for yourself. We also have offer an ancestral tarot divination reading as well, where we talk to or get in touch with your ancestors and see what they specifically have to say to you. We get into your lessons that you're learning at this time ancestrally, your strengths, your weaknesses, the gifts that your ancestors are offering you at this time, because sometimes gifts can be disguised. And then we also end that reading off with your ancestral becoming, so who you're becoming as the ancestor that you are today. There's so many different things we're becoming at different times, but it's always nice to know what energy you're embodying from them, and who specifically you could be embodying or connecting with at this time.